Hello everybody and welcome back. So today I'm going to be trying out the I'm Cold makeup look that has been becoming a thing over on TikTok. I'll put up some inspo photos up on screen so you can get the vibe, but basically you're just trying to mimic the look you get when you're out and about in the cold. I'm personally very excited for today's video because it's a great excuse to just wear a lot of blush. This look isn't going to be too far off from a normal everyday makeup routine. We're just going to be switching up some placements. But overall, we're going for a really wintry, cold look. So before we get started, I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. So we're going to have a pretty average start. So I'm going in with foundation. Today I'm choosing to go in with the Luminous Silk from Armani in the shade 4.5. And with this look, feel free to use whatever base you've been loving the most. I'm going for this one because I wanted a bit more coverage, but I still wanted that blurred and softened appearance to my skin. And this is a Moda Pro Buffer Brush. My hoops are jangling in my ear. It sounds like Santa's sleigh. Slay. As always, I'm going to quickly pass over with my dampened beauty blender. I'd say that's a pretty spot-on match. Now for my concealer, I'm going to be using, of course, my LYS Triple Fix in the shade LN3. And I'm just gonna grab my sponge to quickly blend that out. Following up, I'm using my e.l.f. Prime and Stay powder, and I'm just gonna set my under eyes for the moment. And I'm going to go in with extra powder just because my under eyes have been creasing a little bit more for some reason. It's odd, so I'm opting for more powder than usual. I don't want to go in with a lot of bronzer because we're going to be using a lot of blush in the bronzing spots, but I still want to add some definition to my face. So I'm going to take my Fenty Beauty cream bronzer in the shade Amber, this one here. My boob caught that. Shout out to them, my little shelf. And I'm going to take that on the Sephora brush. This is, I don't know anymore, it's all rubbed off, but it was a discontinued brush from Sephora collection, but they since relaunched one quite similar. I believe it's like number 56, but I'm just going to hollow out my cheekbones a bit more right here. I didn't want to add too much warmth to my face, but I am going to use a little bit of my Makeup by Mario Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light. This is quite light for my skin tone, so it's just going to add a little bit of a hint. I wanted some bronze on my forehead here since I'm wearing this hairstyle today. I'm just going to pat it on lightly here with my rose ink brush. This is number 3. I just needed a little bit of color up here. And whatever's on my brush, I'm just gonna pat it on top of here. Highlighter for this look is quite important, so I'm going to be using my High Glow from Say in the shade Ref Rose. I'm just gonna take a little bit on the back of my hand, and I am just going to be using this in the normal spots. Now we're moving on to blush, which is the most important step for this I'm Cold look. I'm going to be using the shade Chili from Say. It's just the most perfect color for this look. It's named perfectly as well. But I did want to mention a few other blushes that I think would work phenomenally for this, and you might already own them. So first being the About Face Cheek Freak blush in the shade Get Some. It's a very similar color to, it's almost identical to Chili from Say. It's just a matte formula. You can see the difference in texture there. I've seen a lot of people use this blush here to create this look. This is the Pinkgasm blush from Charlotte Tilbury, which I would feel like is a little too highlightery for winter, just because when you're out in the cold, it usually does suck up any moisture you have going on. And then there's 3 that I think would work really well from Rare Beauty. First one being Truth, then we have Encourage, right there. And the last one, Believe. And here's Believe on this hand. So if you have a blush in this kind of realm, you'll be golden. So with this blush, I'm going to add a little bit on my forehead, my chin, and we see a lot of people doing like the wave technique with bronzer. We're going to be doing that with blush, and this is kind of scary. Do not do this with the Rare Beauty ones. You'll have to alter your technique here. But this is the placements we're going to be going in with. I'm going to take my rose ink brush here. And when I get cold, I kind of get, my whole nose kind of turns, so I'm taking it a little bit on the tip of my nose as well. This is going to look insane right now. It looks exactly like a skier's rash, which is the vibe of today's makeup. But I'll show you how to take this down if this ends up being too much. And now if you feel like you've added too much, I think I put too much right here. I'm just going to take my sponge that has a little bit of concealer on it, and I'm just going to hit that area. And if you're using a tinted powder like I am today, it's also going to help you. So again, I'm taking my e.l.f. Prime and Stay powder. I'm going to add that in the center, and that's going to kind of dull that down as well, but you're still going to have that placement that you would naturally get when you're outside. So here's the base. This is what we're left with. I've seen some girls go in with even more blush on top. I'm going to just leave it at this for right now, and if I want to add more, I'll go in with a powder blush. I was thinking the Patrick Ta Oh She's Different powder side would look really nice with this if I wanted to amp it up in right here. Even just saying that, I'm convincing myself more and more, so I'll think about it. But while I think about it, I'm going to do my brows and prime my lids off camera, so please enjoy the brow intermission. So now moving on to eyes, I'm going to be using my Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette, but there are a few other things that I think would work fantastic for this, being the Urban Decay Cosmic Moon Dust eyeshadow, perfect, or the NYX Glow Shots in the shade Come Through Coconut. I wanted something that looked like glittery snow, so this is Cosmic from Urban Decay, and this is the liquid Glow Shots from NYX. So I'm first going to set my eyelid, just my upper eyelid, using my e.l.f. powder. I want this part of my lid to be tacky, so I'm just setting my crease up to my brow, just because I wanted to add some slip to this area. And with that same brush, this is just a melt brush that was in a past collection, I'm going to be taking a mixture of these two shades. I kind of want to neutralize something here. And I'm just going to put the lightest amount of that in my crease. This is going to be a very simple look. And with this little angled brush, I'm going to take the dark brown from this palette to create a little shadow wing. Okay, that's bigger than I expected, but I flicked it out a little too aggressively, but I'm gonna go for it. It's what fate wanted. And then I'm going to add a little bit of shadow on my lower here just to enhance my eyes. And I'm going to take this shade right here. And I'm just going to place that right here, and I'm not going to connect it to the wing. This is just going to help widen up my eyes. And with that remaining transition shade, I'm just going to run my brush under here. And now for the fun part, I'm going to be taking this shimmer shade right here, and I'm going to be tapping it on top. I just wanted it to be glittery like snow. It's like a nice sheer topper, but it adds a lot of fun to your look. I'm just going to repeat that on this eye, and I will be right back. And now moving on to mascara, I kind of wanted to do an extra step for fun. I'm using my Lancome Lash Booster. I thought it'd be fun because it'd make my lashes white for a second. Very wintry. Wow, how stunning. And now I'm going to be using my Lashy Dul from Lancome. And here are the eyes all done. So for my lips, I'm going to be doing that kind of popsicle lip stained kind of look. So I have a couple shades that I thought would work. I pulled these out of my collection. So this is the blush, just so we could see what matches it the best. So this first one right here is this MAC Wild Sumac, which is a good match. I think that'd be really pretty in the center where it needs to be darker. This next one, I can't believe how perfect of a match that is to the blush. That is this new YSL lipstick in the shade number 12. It's the bold lipstick. And then this one over here, I think is too raspberry or something, but that is Dear Dahlia Natalie. And then the last one down here doesn't work either. It's too red based. It's pretty though. It's the shade Laura from Laura Mercier. So I think I'm gonna try to combine the two here. So I'm first going to apply the YSL one all over, just blot it on, trying to wipe it away from the edges. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of this MAC one to kind of exaggerate the center here. Kiss my hand a bunch of times to get it to blend. Probably going to cut that out. That looks a little weird on camera, but it's okay. And then I'm just going to line my lips a little bit with this Tower 28 lip liner and fill me in. Something I get when I'm cold is I get kind of like that blush color all over the edges of my lips. So I'm just gonna really diffuse this out and smudge it. And this is going to be like perfect in 20 minutes. Right now it's a bit bold, but it's just gonna get lived in. And I was really tempted to go in with this. I just thought it was really fitting for the theme, but I kind of like the matte look. And here is the finished look. I put on my winter gear to really sell it. I'm so cold. This is gonna be really annoying. Oh God. The sheer panic that just put me into trying to take off that jacket. But here is the finished final I'm cold look. I completely changed my mind. I am going to add a little bit of this because my lips are so dry. And here we have it. This is the final look. What do we think? I really like the blush carried up on the forehead and on the chin. I think it just carries the color everywhere and it works. But that's going to be it from me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a like, and I will make sure to list and link everything in the description down below to make things easier for you all, so feel free to check that out. I appreciate you so very much, and I will see you in the next one.